books. Why aren't people reading anymore? I know my generation and the younger generation coming in, not a whole lot of people read. Now, there are some. My friends and I, we exchange books all the time. Still think I haven't given some back. Yeah, but I don't quite understand why, in such a closed minded society, people aren't reading to broaden their horizons a bit. I understand some people say, oh, well, there's no good books. I don't know what to read. That is where this video comes in handy. I have a bunch of books that I've read that, have quite a bit of a spectrum there. I don't know if you can see that, but, there's quite a few books there. So I will give you some books that you might want to read. Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman is one of my favorite authors. This would be a sci-fi fantasy. Love it. This is one of my favorites, in my top 10. Next you have Stephen King, The Stand. Awesome. Not a huge Stephen King fan. This one isn't like his other stuff. It's not really, really creepy. Kind of a good versus evil sort of thing, but it's really well done. This is going to be more of a sci-fi thing, but it's not spaceships. Then you have Will Grayson by John Green and David Leviathan. Very well done. The lot of sarcasm. It's basically dripping off the page with sarcasm, which is just absolutely wonderful. Then you have Uglies by Scott Westerfeld, which a lot of people have read, but if you haven't, you definitely should. Once again, this one's more of a sci-fi, alternate universe future sort of thing. And then you have Bone Shaker by Sherry Priest, steampunk zombie book. So that one's kind of cool. It's kind of set in the Civil War era, but different. It's really cool. Then you have Immortal by Tracy L. Slatton. This is a historical fiction book, and it's about, let's see, Florence, Italy, going through the ages. Has helped me on an exam because I can actually picture things. Then you have The Boy at the Cuckoo Clock Cart, which is by Matthias Malzio. That name sounds familiar because he's also the lead singer in Dionysus, the band, which I'm kind of obsessed with. Cute book, short, translated from French, interesting. Kind of a steampunk flair, not exactly. Battle Royale by, I still can't pronounce his name, Koazun Takami. This is originally Japanese, translated to English. Kind of a very gory, battle-filled, action-packed book. Once again, very violent. You can picture everything. It's really good. Now, this, you can picture everything, which is really weird because it's translated, and usually it's a bit choppy. Not at all. Now, if you haven't read The Hunger Games by now, that should be the first thing you should read. This is the third one because my boyfriend currently has The Hunger Games right now because he hasn't read it, and I'm making him read it. Here's Mockingjay, which is the third one in the series. I saw some similarities between that and Battle Royale. That is not the case. Battle Royale is more gore-oriented as opposed to the Hunger Games, which is very relationship, government ploy, conspiracy, uprising thing. It's wonderful. Very tactical. Then you have, if you really don't like the modern stuff, you could always switch to the classics. So if you really wanted to, you could read things like Hamlet, which this is my favorite Shakespearean play. Love it. Or else you could switch to Victorian fairy tale book, or reread Hans Christian Andersen stuff, or the Brothers Grimm. Reread Little Mermaid. It is nothing like the Disney movie at all. Interesting. Also, I recommend any Greek mythology you can find. These are kind of old school, but give you a new perspective on things, give you a new appreciation for Greeks and all that. A lot of it very tragic, very romantic, very interesting to read. And then for, of course, the poetry book, which I'm not a huge fan of, but read something by Allen Ginsberg. I recommend Howl. That's Howl. I recommend that, and I also think his stuff is pretty good. But yeah, so that's just a start. If you really want some other names of books, another historical fiction would be Memoirs of a Geisha. If you wanted more modern fiction, it would probably be uh, Flavor of the Week. That one's pretty good. And then my favorite book of all time is Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card, which is a sci-fi book. It's a series. It'll keep you going. Wonderful. So those would be my recommendations to you. So if you end up reading them, let me know. If you don't like them, let me know. So there you go. And I will hopefully get some book recommendations from you.